This is going to be an impromptu rant. I uploaded something already today. I was going to do another video that I've planned out, but some news came across my desk today that really pissed me off. This guy I've been following for a couple of years now on YouTube, Styxhexenhamer666. He's a right-leaning libertarian, a little further right than I am. Actually, I'd say further right than I am. He's definitely more anti-Biden than I am. But he makes good points and he makes good arguments that are difficult to argue against. So I give him a listen because maybe I missed something. Well, he made a video maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, ripping apart these people that are calling everyone Nazis. He had enough of this BS. You got to stop it. We can't be calling each other Nazis. And someone who leans very far left took his video and clipped it up into pieces and made it look like he was denying the Holocaust and, that he supported Adolf Hitler and all this stuff. And even worse is a bunch of news publications picked this up and ran with it. And it even made its way to Fox News. Sarah Carter, the contributor there, has put this out. The issue is it would have taken less than 10 minutes to find his video and watch it and find out, instead of just going along with what everyone else said. There were so many logical fallacies in that theory right there, and I'm not going to go into all of the obvious stuff there. If you're interested, I got a playlist you can check out, logical fallacies, that I'm still working on. But he's done being called these terrible names without anyone looking anything up. They just, like one person makes a bad video of him or a bad picture, and people take it and run versus any digging. And he's had enough after all this time, and he's getting ready to press charges against a whole bunch of people. He's going to be suing Fox News and a couple other news publications because they did zero digging. Zero. And we got to knock this crap off. For real. Knock it off. There are not a million Nazis running around the United States. There just aren't. If you genuinely believe that there's so many, actually, they're not even saying a million. They're saying there's like half the country. If you genuinely believe that, that means odds are your neighbors on both sides of your house are Nazis. Did you believe that? If you do, maybe you should change your mind on not owning a gun. But here's the thing. You keep calling people a Nazi and they have to deal with all the negative effects of being lumped in with Nazism. Sooner or later, they're going to give up trying to defend themselves, and they're going to jump right into that and take the few advantages they can, like conquering other nations and, taking over the world. Knock it off. You're going to get sued, and that's if you're lucky and it's not, the guy isn't actually a crazy bastard and doesn't come and kill you. Stop it now. Don't be doing this to people. You don't want to be called this stuff. Especially, it's even crazier listening to socialists, out card-carrying socialists calling people Nazis. And you just want to be like, you do know that Nazi means socialism, right? Like National German Workers' Socialist Party. That's what it is. By the way, it's in German. That's why those letters don't stand for that stuff in English. But yeah, you need to knock this crap off. It's going to get out of control. It's already getting out of control. It's already out of control. We're in a cold civil war. I don't care what you say. If half the country is calling the other half Nazis, then you're preparing for a hot war. And none of us want that. We all have to avoid that. And only idiots who have no idea what they're talking about are ranting and raving, getting ready to pick up their weapons. Because that means they've never actually seen anything like that. The combat veterans out there, those are the dudes you do not want to wake up. The break glass in case of war dudes, because they've seen this disgusting stuff. They've been there. They're not going to puke when they have to shoot someone in the face. They're going to do it and then go find the next guy. Do not wake these dudes up. Leave them alone. You start taking away their rights and their freedoms. The stuff that they sacrificed their leg for, a piece of their brain for, 20 years of their life, their ability to have children. You keep calling these people Nazis, they're gonna take over. And I do not want this to happen. I don't want to see National Guard rolling down my street and my neighbor shooting out his window with a rifle. Because I don't know if anyone realizes, a lot of people keep saying stuff like, oh, you can't fight the United States government. They have nukes. Okay. The United States is not going to nuke Boston. Not going to happen. Take that off your damn list. The United States is not going to deploy attack helicopters within the United States. They're just not. The Guard might get deployed, but typically speaking, it's going to be this guy down here went to that federal building and blew it up. And then there were riots, and then these guys killed those guys. It's not going to be fighting, literally fighting against the government. It's people fighting within the nation until you have enough control for the votes to take over. Just like with every revolution in the last 50 years. Look at the 2 Egyptian revolutions that have happened in the last 5 years. It wasn't the Egyptian army in the streets with rifles. It was, what was that guy's name? Gaddafi, or he was the guy in charge before. Yeah, the Muslim Brotherhood, there you go. They took over through tons of violence, and they got the votes they needed, but then within 3 years, they were overthrown again with the same way. Just keep shooting people that support these guys until they can't vote anymore. Knock it off. Stop calling people single individual dudes who are just saying, hey, these guys are bad. Stop calling them terrible things. Just because they disagree with you doesn't mean that they're truly evil. We're creating this false dichotomy that you're either with us or you're against us. No, what if I disagree with half of what you say, but I agree with the other half? It doesn't mean that I should be put in a re-education camp. I'm sorry. That's a myth and a conspiracy theory. We're calling them deprogramming camps because it's different. AOC and Katie Couric said that, by the way. I don't understand what the idea is of doing this. You've already won your election. You've already got the man in office. If you keep twisting this knife, people are going to get up and fight back. And if you think the Capitol building was fighting back, that was 200 people that literally just walked into an open door. There's videos of the police actually pulling the barricades aside and waving people in. If you're going to call that the uprising, the insurrection, and not the 6 months before it of burning down cities where hundreds of people died versus just 5, then you got your head so far up your ass that you're going to start a conflict, a war, and thousands are going to die, and you need to knock it off. You're all pissing me off, and what drives me even more nuts is I got a lot of people around Massachusetts up here near me that keep saying, they can't wait for it to pop off. We're going to kill these Nazis. And I looked right at this dude. It's like, cool, what kind of gun you got? He goes, I don't have guns. Are you kidding me? That's disgusting. I was like, cool, have fun killing the Nazis then when they come to kill you. You're getting ready to start a war, a civil war, and you don't even have a shotgun, let alone an AR-15 or an M1 Garand even, a bolt-action rifle. Come on. You guys are going to start a war that, if that door opens and these vets come pouring out because they think that you're taking their liberties and their freedoms, that's a door you cannot close. They have to close it themselves. Do not keep kicking on that door thinking that you're proving a point. You're just going to get everyone hurt. Dumbasses.